Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Ready Set Pop. Greeting you from the land of the mariachi. This is Mariel Basori, and greeting my friends all the way from the land of the cumbias, my friend Mauricio Sierra, and from the
Yeah.
land of the samba and the carnival, this is my friend Lucas Abachi. Hello, guys.
Hello. Ay, ay,
Hello,
ay.
friends.
Don't you just love my intros?
Yes,
Of
I love
course,
that. Now,
yes.
now we have a different one each episode. Yes.
It's
Yes.
like it's like The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's fun to bring something up from our respective countries. So
I love
It
that.
is.
I love that.
I
It's a
know
great idea.
we're proud of our roots, darling.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. I love cumbia actually.
Okay, and I love mariachi, so yeah. So I'm hoping Luquitas loves samba.
Not so
Mm,
much.
Bueno.
not so much.
But I love
Well,
Brazil. That's a
okay,
fact.
okay. We love our countries, yes.
Yes.
Okay, guys. I hope you guys are doing great. Everybody watching. Today is Luquita's topic selection. So today it's gonna be very interesting. We're going way back, like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
We can't believe it's been 20 years, but it's gonna be fun. So Luquitas, can you give us an introduction to today's episode?
Yeah. I was thinking how many songs that are part of my life. I turning 20 this year, and it's really weird because in my mind 2004 was like yesterday. It's everything so alive in my mind, like everything I experienced, my days in school, the songs I used to listen, because most of them I still listen now, um, the, as many I did back then. So it's really weird, like a Cinderella story 20 years ago,
Yeah.
things like that that is still part of our lives now. So it was kind of mind blowing, and I wanted to celebrate with you guys and with the audience that I know that they love the Y2K moment, like us, so we can celebrate that time that was so special, and we have so many memories and music to talk about.
Yeah.
Yes,
For sure.
that's for sure. I mean, you think 2000, it's not that old, but it is old.
Yes,
So
yes.
Yes. Yes.
I
it's
know
it's
it's
nostalgic already.
it's nostalgic. It's gonna be a really good episode. We're gonna talk about songs that we remember from that time, songs that we discovered later, and albums
Yes.
that made that year special for each one of us. So, Luquitas, since this is your topic, please start with the song you chose for 2004.
Okay. Well, it was kind of hard because I love so many. I have a top 50 in my YouTube channel if you want, if anyone can watch. But
Okay.
even the top 50 was hard, and it's missing a lot of songs because it was an amazing year in music, in all type of music. So R&B was like on point, hip hop, pop music, the beginning of reggaeton that was so different back
Yeah.
then, and everything happening. And I love that year in music. So I try not to be that obvious, because I could talk again about Come Clean by Hilary Duff,
Mm,
Deep Below, Christina Milian, Live Get Out by JoJo, Ryan Cabrera, Jess McCartney. There are artists that I'm always bringing here. So I decided to talk about Natasha Thomas that I mentioned before, uh, but I want to talk more about It's Over Now, the single that I discovered, this amazing singer that I love. And actually, I chose It's Over Now by Natasha Thomas because I discovered this song in October of 2004. So it is 20 years now. Exactly.
Officially. Yeah.
Officially,
yeah.
yes. Well, It's Over Now was released here in Brazil. Was the first single by Natasha here in Brazil. it was on MTV all the time in the commercials because she was part of the Lacoste team, as she was the it girl from Lacoste. So
Mhm.
on MTV Brazil they had like a tiny music video of It's Over Now for Lacoste, and in the TV programmation, the in rotation was the official music video of It's Over Now all the time. And I was like obsessed. And I remember thinking like, okay, I have so many favorite songs in 2004. I was not expecting in October to find another one that is this big for me, and it was like that. Natasha Thomas came to Brazil to promote It's Over Now and Save Your Kisses for Me. It's Over Now was part of a soundtrack of a telenovela here in Brazil that was very popular too. So she kind of had a moment here in Brazil. If you guys check Natasha's Instagram, there's always a Brazilian uh, person there commenting and celebrating her music. I have the albums here. I want to show you guys. I have two versions, the Japanese and the Brazilian, that I love. And It's Over Now is for sure one of my favorite songs ever. And talking about memories, uh, when I was a teenager, I had a thing that I used to select a song to call my summer song. You know,
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
would
Mhm.
be the
Mhm.
song of my summer because summer here in Brazil starts in December. So in 2004 to 2005, It's Over Now was my summer song. I remember that. I used to have a blog and I posted like the 2004 summer song is Natasha Thomas, and no one, no, what there was no one reading, but I was talking about that.
Oh.
And 20 years later, Natasha Thomas just released a new single that I want to tell you about. She's singing now with her husband. They have a band called Beautiful Scars, and they released the first single, All I Ask, and sounds really beautiful. Natasha's voice for me is incredible. I don't understand why back then, in every single performance that she did on television, she was not singing live because the girl can sing. She's proving that now because she's posting a lot of videos singing the songs now in 2024. And I want to say again here to her that we want Natasha Thomas here with us in this podcast. She's very open in with the messages that we send to her. She always reply. She always like the post. So I want to say, Natasha Thomas, please be a guest on Red Set Pop. We will love that. And now I want to know about Mariel and Mauricio, the thoughts about It's Over Now by Natasha Thomas. I'm going to start with Mauricio because I think Mariel is very familiar with Natasha Thomas. So I'm curious to know my friend Mao.
Okay. Okay, friend. Thank you so much. You know that, and now for the audience, Natasha Thomas never released any single here in Colombia. I knew about her because of you, because when we started friendship, you recommended me to listen to Natasha Thomas. And at first, I was like, oh, okay, another pop girl. But suddenly, I started loving the music. Skin Deep, the R&B version is a song that actually nowadays I really love and enjoy so much, and it's because of you. And I think this girl had everything to become a superstar, like the looks, because she's really beautiful. It's a shame I never knew about her in that moment in time, because that moment in time was so special for me, because I was listening this kind of music so much, like
Mhm.
pop and R&B and this kind of girls. So I don't know, and it's a surprise. And when we talk about this every time, like, oh, this artist had the moment in our countries is crazy, because it's like, why in Brazil and not in Colombia or in other countries in Latin America? For me,
Mhm.
it's always a surprise.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know why. For example, here in Colombia, she never released something. But
Mhm.
it's great that she releasing now new music. It seems like she loves Ready Set Pop, because always she's always replying us, and
Yeah.
actually in these days she reposts a story about her, and from our account in
Yes.
Instagram. So it
Mhm.
would be amazing to have her as a guest here because she's I think right now she's part of our podcast because we mentioned her in other episode and now so
Yeah,
please Natasha if you're
yeah.
available let us know.
We are always celebrating her. You are
Yes, yes,
totally
yes.
right.
I think she's amazing. And another thing that is interesting from her is her voice, because you see that girl and the looks and everything, and she's like a model, and you think like, oh, okay, it's like another singer, but her voice is amazing. Her voice is
It
very
is.
powerful. So
Yeah, yeah,
she's like perfect, like oh my God, this girl can sing.
yeah. I love the fact that her voice is very sweet, but at the same time is very strong.
Yeah, yeah,
Without feels like she's pushing. You don't feel that she's
yes.
pushing too
It's not
much.
annoying at all. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What about you, Marielle?
Well, funny thing is, I also discovered Natasha in 2004
Okay.
because of my friend Rafael, who is
From Brazil.
Brazilian.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, he used to recommend me songs, and I would recommend him others. And one of the ones that he recommended was "Save Your Kisses for Me." So I fell in love with that song. That is actually one of my favorite songs of that year. And he gave me the album a few months later. So it was one of the first albums that he gave me. The first one was I5, and the second was Natasha Thomas,
Oh,
Save Your Kisses, the Brazilian edition that you have.
Yeah.
So I always loved her. I mean, her music is so good. It's so pop because it's really, really pop. And that song, It's Over Now, it also have like a very strong message. And when
Mhm.
playing that song, I was in my teens. So I could relate to that song like a lot
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
what kind of love have you got? You should be home, but you're not. So it's like, yeah, you can totally relate to the lyrics of that song.
Yeah.
And it's crazy how she, being from Denmark, had so much fame in Brazil or had her
yeah.
moment. And
Yeah.
because my sister-in-law lives in Denmark, and I once asked her, "Do you know Natasha Thomas?" And I'm always like hoping for someone to know something I
Yeah.
love, and
Yeah.
she's like, "Who?" So for
Yeah.
me, it was like, okay. So it's great that her music and got to be in Latin America. Here, Joaquin is saying that in Chile and Argentina, Natasha was huge too with the album. So I didn't
Mhm.
know that her music was also popular in Chile
It
and
was
Argentina.
the song was released in Mexico, Mariel. No,
No, I don't remember it
no.
here.
Yeah.
No, I think it was only South America.
Yeah. I have no idea why they released. I believe it was Lacoste, being part of some MTV shows, like a sponsor or something. Maybe that was the reason, because the commercial was on air all the time on
Mm,
MTV. So maybe that was the reason. But I love what you say about the song, because the song is very bittersweet. Like the melody is very happy, but the lyrics are like from the heart breaking. So I
mhm.
Yeah.
love that. I love when songs are bittersweet like that.
Yeah, but it's a great song.
It
Great
is.
memories you unlocked for me, Luquitas, with the beginning of my friends, my first friend from the internet. So this was, I can't believe it's been 20 years. So
Really?
I love it. I love Natasha, and I hope that she can come to this podcast. We would love to talk to
Yeah.
her about a lot of things. I mean, we have a lot of questions. We have a lot of things to know about you, Natasha. So please join us.
Yes.
Oh,
Fingers
hello.
crossed. Oh.
Oh, look who's coming.
Special guest.
Yeah. Okay, so that was Lukita's first choice. Who's next? Mausi
Uh,
Mumu?
no.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
okay, friends. My first choice is this song. I was remembering today about this year, and for me, this year was so bittersweet in a lot of ways. Because I remember I was studying in a school, and in 2004 I was transferred to another school because the other school was so far away from my home. And
Mhm.
then this
Mm.
school, actually this school in 2004 that I was transferred was the school that I graduated. But at first, and of course, I have amazing friends from there. But at first, was so difficult to fit
Mhm.
in this new school. So I was struggling with a lot of things, but music was always the answer. And I was a real different person that I am today. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I was 14, trying to, I don't know, to look for an identity or something like that. It was so
Yeah,
hard, but the
Mhm.
music was always present. And the song I remember, I was telling you that I was very different because in this list I didn't select any R&B like or something like that. And the first one was "It's Everybody's Fool" by Evanescence. At that time, I was not, of course, like my friend Lucky, like very into pop rock or something like that, or this kind of music. But I remember since the time that Evanescence dropped "Bring Me to Life," I was obsessed with them in a
yeah.
way, like not buying the CD or something like that, but I was like loving the music that they released at that time. And I remember that the video of Everybody's School was so amazing for me. Like she was pretending to be like a model, like an actress or something like that, and the visuals were very interesting for me. And the song was very like very good. And I remember at that time I was so into CCM too, listening a lot the CCM radio. And Evanescence, because of Bring Me to Life, was with Paul McCoy from 12 Stones. They had like a moment in the CCM radio, like
Yeah.
they were playing Bring Me to Life, and I was like, Evanescence is Christian or no? It was like a doubt all the time. But I was loving this song, and I want to know what your opinions, starting with my friend Luki, because I don't know. I have the doubt that if he loves this song or no.
Of course I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
I imagine that.
Uh, Fallen, the album by Evanescence, is like one of my favorites. I still listen a lot, and I was very happy to see Everybody's Fool as a single. I remember the music video a lot, and I think is an album actually that capture that anger that you have when you are a teenager.
Yeah.
That, to be honest, I still have it.
Mhm.
uh,
It's still in
yeah.
me.
So it's really good to listen very loud when you are mad about something, and when you are 14 and you are going through changes and everything, it's even worse. So it's good to have songs to lean on, on that feeling.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine what that song means to you. I love this band. I had the chance to see them live last year.
Wow.
Actually, it's 1 year ago. Everything happens in October.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. October
one
is the
year
month.
ago. Yeah. So yeah, I love that song, and I'm really happy that that was your choice. Because if anyone would bet, I think they would think that would be my song.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really cool to see that side of you, friend.
Oh, thank you, friend. Me, Mariel, I'm so curious about to know what you think because I know you are not into this kind of music, but
No.
this was like a pop song in a way, like a pop
Okay.
hit.
Let me just say, everybody, that today we all got different. I chose R&B music.
Yeah.
Luquitas chose more pop, and Mao chose more pop rock. So it's gonna be a little mix this time from what we
Yes.
usually choose. So yeah, okay. Um, Evanescence was huge here in Mexico. I do remember
Here in Colombia.
seeing their videos everywhere. Everywhere their music was playing. They came here, I think, like years ago. Um, but I was never really into their music. I find it too loud for me. I'm
Yeah.
so cheesy and
Pop.
bubbly and
Yeah,
bubbly.
bubble.
So
Yeah.
for me, it's like a lot of noise. But I do recognize that when those songs were playing, I stayed and listened. So
Okay.
I didn't remember that one very well. I'm more into, Bring Me to Life,
To
which,
life.
yeah, that song was everywhere, and I do remember being obsessed with that one at one point because it was everywhere. But
Yeah.
this song you chose, you actually made me remember. I mean, it's not bad because it's pop rock, but it's not my genre. So
Yes.
because guys, I'm too poppy, and
Yeah.
but I do recognize that she has a wonderful voice and that the group was very popular back then. So I don't know if they remain really popular. I'm not really sure, but that is something
No.
that our friend Lucky Lulu uh, knows better than me.
Yeah.
So, but
I
it's a
think
great
they,
song.
yeah, they are not on the charts like, but on the rock charts they still very well, and I think they have like very solid fan base because
Yes.
the concert I was last year, I think was the biggest concert they ever made.
Oh wow.
In
And it was
like
the last year.
the biggest crowd. It was on my stadium here in Brazil. So
Oh,
outside of festivals, that there's a lot of artists. It was the biggest, because it was only them. You know.
oh, okay, okay.
So
Well,
yeah, they still relevant for sure. Yes.
I know. I mean, I know they are, but since I'm not into that
Yeah.
rocky
Yeah.
world,
I
I'm not
didn't
so.
know that.
So, but yeah, I
Yeah.
do. I do know, and I do. Something I agree with something that you said that back then, when we were 20 years ago, we were 14, 15.
Yeah.
You are going through a lot of changes, so
Yes.
that kind of music kind of make you get that anger out.
Yeah.
So I do agree with you on that one. So, but it's a good song. It's a good song. Not my
It
type
is.
of song, but it's a good one.
And I don't know, but even when they are not pop, like this kind of pop, I think I don't know if it's because they were so popular, because here in Colombia they were so popular. I don't know why I perceive the music different. Like, like
It's
pop
very
in a way.
mainstream.
It's
Yes.
very mainstream. Yes,
Yeah.
it's very
Lyrically,
mainstream. Yes.
it's not that different from Avril Lavigne, for
Avril
example.
Lavigne. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I
Yeah.
think they had more influences from more heavy stuff and a little bit of
Yes.
lyrical
Gothic
singing
or
like
something. Yeah.
Nightwish and things like that. But
Nightwish. Yeah.
yeah, ultimately it was very mainstream. So
It was very mainstream.
it's
Yeah.
kind of pop. Yes.
Okay. Before we go on, I want to say hello to Joaquin, to
Hello,
Adrian,
friend.
to
Hello,
Juan,
friends.
and to Luquitas' boyfriend Marcos. Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody. Yes. Thank you for being here, friends.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Don't forget to tell us what your favorite songs from 2004 is.
In the
Joaquin,
comments.
Joaquin here is saying, great choice. It was my favorite single from Evanescence. I dyed my hair black that year for them. Okay, see, we all
Send
had
a
this
picture,
grungy
girl.
moment. So,
Send a
That's
picture.
why
I
I
want to see that.
perceive. Yes, that's why I perceive the band very mainstream. Yeah,
Yeah.
because a lot of people like, even when they are not fan of pop rock or this kind of gothic rock or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
mhm.
You are right.
Okay, so let's move on to my choice. This one is a song that I love. I love, love, love. And every time I listen to it, I go back to my 15-year-old me. And it's a song by an American duo, both sisters, twins actually.
Yeah.
Um, Natalie and Nicole from Nina Sky, baby. And this song is "Move Your Body, Girl." I adore that song. I mean, that album in particular is one of my favorites of that year. And "Move Your Body" was everywhere too. That song was really popular here in Mexico because they are Latinas. So I think that's why they played it so much in here. Um, but that song brings me back to my first time going to a club. I was 15. I know.
Okay.
What was a 15-year-old doing at a club drinking rum?
I was
Wow.
there
I mean,
too.
slowly, now that I think
Yes.
about it, I was like,
Wow.
why would they let me in? Because
Yeah.
Wild.
I was
Different
an
times.
underage.
Yes.
I was an underage, and I wouldn't allow my girl to go now. I mean, she's 3, but even if she was 15, I'm like, "Well, you're not going anywhere." But
Yeah.
back then, my parents let me go with a former neighbor, um, my parents' best friend's daughter. So
Okay.
I went with her. I was like, because I had no idea where I was going. But I remember that that club played a lot of pop music, and I will
Okay.
never forget that Move Your Body was playing that
That
day.
night.
My first day, my first night of clubbing, and I was
Yeah.
only
Yeah.
15 years old, and I got so excited because I love to dance to that song, and it's very catchy, it's danceable, it went very well on the charts. The girl, I think it was the girl's best song to date because uh, none of their upcoming singles actually managed to do it that well. So Move Your Body was everywhere, and it really made you move your body because it was really catchy. And I want to know what you guys think, starting with my friend Mausi Mumu.
You're talking that you visited in that year a club, and I feel like a toddler because I was a baby in that time. Like I, in my head, was not like I want to go to a club. I was very child in that year. I don't know.
I don't even know why
14
I
years, yeah, 14 years. Mao was like a baby. But anyway, of course, Nina Sky, they were huge here too, and I think they were like the beginning of reggaeton in a way. And it's funny because I perceive Nina Sky reggaeton, and I know that you don't like reggaeton so much, Mariel. So it's
now.
funny. Yes, now. Okay, okay, now because it's funny because they were reggaeton. So I remember when they released that song, the song was huge here. And a lot of people that like this kind of music, like Hector Itito and Tego Calderon and Don Omar, and this kind of music, love Nina Sky too. Um,
Mhm.
I was not so much into the song back in the day when the song was released, but it's a song that I really like, and because it was so big and so strong here, it's a song that I remember with I don't know with good memories, like because was part of that time in music. And I think they were the beginning of these girls now, like Carol G or Becky G or Anita, even like these girls were the beginning of this, like
Mhm.
mixing pop and reggaeton and even R&B and this kind of stuff. So yes, it is a good choice, me Mariela, and I don't know, a choice that I was not expecting.
I know it's because, like I'm telling you, today our choices were a little mixed,
Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, I don't know what I was doing at a club at 15
Yeah.
and drinking rum. What was I
And drinking
doing?
rum.
Can you believe it?
Okay.
I
No,
don't
I
drink
can't
now.
believe it.
I
Yeah.
don't drink nowadays, so it's okay. So I made it 20 years ago when I was 15. So
That's incredible.
but well, I do remember that song playing that day, and that I had a lot of fun dancing to it
Okay,
because I
dancing
was
that
like,
song.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And now I want to know all from my friend from the samba country, Lucky Lulu.
Well, Marielle, I totally relate to you because my first time in a club, I was 15.
Okay.
Mm,
It was 2005. I start going to rock concerts at age 13, which I think is crazy now thinking,
yeah.
and on to the clubs at 15. And I don't drink now either. And but back then I was with a Smirnoff Ice on my hand all the time, feeling myself. And it's funny how we perceive things when we are young, because I do remember every single track that I heard on the club at age 15. Like I
Hmm.
remember listening to Get Your Number by Mariah Carey
Yes.
Hmm.
at the
Hmm.
club. I Don't Care by Ricky Martin with Fat Joe, you know.
Yeah. And I Mary. Yeah.
Call on Me, Eric Pride's Call on Me. I love that
Yes.
song.
Oh
I
yeah.
love it.
I still love that
Yes.
song. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I remember, and at age 16, I was every Saturday on the clubs because it was different times. They didn't
Yeah.
care if you were underage, especially for me. If I was with a group of girls, like a lot of girls, I was in for sure because they wanted women at the clubs.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
yes.
yeah, so they didn't pay. You are with the girls. You can come in. They didn't care if because me at age 15, I look at like 11. I was very tiny. But I was there. Yeah. So this song, I remember this song on the radio here in Brazil, but was not huge like in other countries. I don't even remember the music video on MTV or something. So the
it's
image
it's in a club actually. The
Well,
video, no, it's in a
yeah,
club.
now I have watched it, but back then I had no idea how those girls looked. I only
Okay.
mm,
knew the song, and I didn't have this perception of reggaeton. I remember thinking about dance hall
Yes.
in that moment because we had like a little bit later Rihanna with Pon the Replay. And
mm,
I was kind of familiar with dance hall because it was a huge influence for No Doubt in their album of 2002 with Hey
mm,
Baby.
Yeah.
They they create this album in Jamaica, and I was very fan of No Doubt back then. So I remember seeing interviews of them talking about this style and this type of music and everything. So in my mind was that. So I think Mao is correct at the same time because it was a moment for music with a lot of transitions.
Yes.
mhm,
So there was a lot of things going on, and I was not super fan of that song back then. I remember I listened and danced, but was not my thing. But now sounds nostalgic for sure
Yeah.
because it was a moment, and I feel like the production, the samples and everything they use it on that song was used in a lot of songs. so
yes.
you can listen that rhythm in a lot of songs. There was a song that was very popular here that is now everybody move, now everybody dance, everybody dance
Get
Mm,
now.
down. Yeah, 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 yeah.
That was kind of mixed with the same rhythm of Move Your Body.
Actually,
yeah.
one by Pitbull too has that same.
I know
I
the
think
one.
Sample.
it's
Yeah.
Hotel Room
Hotel
Service.
Room, yes.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes,
and
yes,
I
yes,
think
yes.
that's the one. Yeah, I mean that
Yeah,
song sampled like a lot of other songs,
a lot
and
of songs.
but it's a great one. I mean, it's a shame that the girls didn't get more recognition, but
Yes.
because
Yeah.
being like the first females to start in reggaeton and doing it so classy, because reggaeton used to be classy, nowadays it's so trashy, but it used to be more classy, Daddy Yankee and Wisin y
Yeah.
Yandel and
Yeah.
Nina
Don
Sky. So
Omar.
Don
Yeah.
Omar, yeah, it wasn't so vulgar
Ivy
like it is
Queen.
right now. So it was more about the rhythm and making you dance. Now it's more talk about sex and that's it. But
Yeah.
I think it was more classy. But anyway, let's
Okay.
read the comments. Here, um, your boyfriend Marcos is saying that "Welcome to My Life" is a 2004 song, right? Probably this
Yes.
one.
Yes, it
Who
is.
who,
By
who
Simple
sings?
Plan.
Oh,
Simple Plan.
Simple Plan. Yeah.
no. Okay. Ruan says, I would say that Rumors by Lindsay Lohan, Pieces
Yeah.
of Me by Ashley Simpson,
Yeah.
Get Out by JoJo,
Of
It's
Hmm.
course.
It's Over Now by Natasha Thomas,
Yeah, which we mentioned. Yes.
Slow by Kylie Minogue, and Metade Jimim by Vanessa Camargo.
I totally agree. Love all of
Yeah.
them.
Wow. Yeah. Of course.
Adrian says, I love that song by Nina Sky, and I remember it on the radio. It was everywhere. Yes, it was everywhere.
Okay.
Joaquin, I love Nina Sky's album and the mixtape. The Connection in Europe was a total success, and even today they play it at parties. Oh,
Okay.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Party Animal.
Um, Adrian says, I recently heard On a Rainy Day by Big Dismal because
Yeah.
Lukingis showed it to me. It was
Oh,
released in 2004, and I really love that song.
I love that song
Okay.
too.
Um, Joaquin says that Coolie Rhythm is the sampler for Move Your
For Move Your
Body.
Body. Okay.
Good
Yeah, yeah.
Lucas version for Everybody Dance Now by Bob
That's by
Sinclair.
It's
Bob
Bob
Sinclair.
Sinclair.
Bob
Yes.
Sinclair was
That's
huge.
the song.
Yeah.
Here too.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes, that's it. And this band that Adrian mentioned is a Christian band that Emily, by Evanescence, that we were talking about, she made
Yes.
background vocals in a song called Missing. So
Mm.
Okay.
it's weird how they were related in this universe in the
Yeah.
moment. Yes.
Oh, interesting. Well, that's it for our 2004 song for
Songs.
each one of us. Now, Luquitas, it's time for you to share with us the 2004 song that you found later in the years.
Okay. That there are so many, to be honest, because we are always researching and looking for more music from that moment in time. We never stop. But I decided to talk about a song that was supposed to be in another episode and I didn't bring. That is All I Never Wanted by Diana de Carmo. I'm gonna show you the album, guys, from
Oh, I
Diana.
didn't know you have it.
I have it. I think this is basically the only album she released. I think there's another one, country or soundtrack of a musical or something like this, right?
Okay.
There was a second one. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
as pop music or pop rock, uh, this was the one that she released after American Idol. She was not the winner. She was the second place. The winner was Fantasia Barrino,
Mhm.
which is amazing too. Uh, and I just discovered this album later in life, I think 2008 or something, because of Nick Clan, that is a Mexican band that I love.
Mhm.
Uh, because the song that they released, No Me Digas Que No, that I used to love when I was a
Mhm.
teenager, is actually a Spanish version of a song in this album that is Boy Like You.
Okay.
Oh,
So
really? I didn't know that.
yeah, there's two songs in this album that Nick Clan made a Spanish version. So that's why I found out this album, decided to
Mm.
listen to the whole thing. And All I Never Wanted was a song that was not a single, unfortunately, but is one of those songs that I always think, damn, this should be a single. Because for me, it's
Mhm.
like a cousin of a Come Clean, you know? This song could be related to Come Clean by Hilary Duff in some
Mm.
way. The production is kind of similar. The how deep are the lyrics and the way she sings. And I think this would be really good for her on radio. But unfortunately, this is one of those cases that they release an album just to release because they didn't really promote. There was like one single, I think was Emotional, no music video, anything. I think they
Mm.
try to push hard for her to look like Hilary Duff in a lot of images
Ways.
and
Yeah.
pictures of that moment, 2004. And but unfortunately, nothing happened, and All I Never Wanted became a hit only in my house.
Oh, it
Yeah,
happens.
but I still listen a lot. So I want to know about you guys. Marielle, what do you think about this song?
Well, I like Diana de Carmen, but I have never listened to the album fully.
Hmm.
I'm more familiar with Blue Skies. That's the song that I like. I really really like that song,
Yeah.
and Emotional. And when you sent this one, I listened to it, didn't remember it. So for me, it was like listening new
A new
for sure,
song.
a
Yeah.
new song. So it was good. I mean, I like her style. I like her pop rocky thing. I know it's so you. This one is so you.
Yeah.
So um, it's a good song, but I don't think that she got the promotion that she deserved because back then American Idol was huge, and
Yeah.
everyone that came out of American Idol wanted to have like a record deal, and some of them made it, but some of them just went by like. And I
Mhm.
think it's a shame that it happened with Diana because she's really talented, and the song had potential to become a single. I'm gonna listen to it more because I never listened to it before, but it's a good song. It's a good song. I really liked it, and I like her style. And if you guys can have the chance to listen to her, please do yourselves a favor and listen to her. And now that you told me that Nikki Clan covered or she covered, I don't know,
The
that's
clan cover, yes.
okay. They covered her songs. I will check him out. I will check it out because I didn't listen to Nikki Clan. I'm gonna be honest. As a Mexican, I only know one song. So when you told me that you like them, I was like, okay, I'm gonna find out who they are because I don't remember them. Um, so it's cool that you unlock two memories,
Yeah,
Diana
I
de
love
Garmo and Nikki Clan.
And Nikki
Okay,
Clan.
that.
but it was good. It was good. Thank you, Luquitas.
Yeah, I just forgot to mention the song was written by John Shanks, that was Michelle's Branch producer, and I think he was the
Oh,
Mm.
producer of Come Clean, if I'm not wrong. So
Oh,
it
that's
was
why
that's
you see.
impossible
why.
for me
That's
not
why
to
you
love
see the
it.
similarities.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. What about you, Mal?
Well, this is a name that always was around. I remember because I was a fan of American Idol, so Diana de Garmo was a name that I was always seeing. Like Diana de Garmo was like the runner-up in the
Mhm.
season with Fantasia, because of course I am a Fantasia fan, and I remember did she sing I Believe, right?
Sure. Yeah, she sings
Diana,
in all the
yes,
times.
the
Yes.
both of them, yes. So I remember seeing like it was. I think it was so unfair for her because I believe it's the perfect song to fit in Fantasia's voice. So I think she was like in disadvantage, desventaja.
Yeah.
Yes,
Disadvantage.
in disadvantage in comparison to Fantasia because this is the perfect song for for Fantasia's voice. So
It is.
it's sad because it was like unfair. Even when I love Fantasia, I think it was unfair. Talking about the song, this song, or I don't know if this song, friend, you recommend me something by her,
It was the song.
and it was this song, yes. And the song is good. Actually, I can perceive the similarities between this song and Come Clean. Yes, you told me once.
Hmm.
And Diana de Garbo belongs to this time with this pop rock girls universe. And I don't know. I think sometimes that everything was for Avril Lavigne, but there were other girls that were doing a lot of amazing music and amazing stuff, and I don't know why. Like something that happened in the music industry is something like that. And we talk about this every time in every episode. And for
Yeah.
Diana, it's a shame because it was unfair that even when she got everything, like the voice and everything, and even American Idol to be on her side, to be more famous, it was not possible to make it. So yes, it's a good song,
Yeah.
and she was a good ad at that time for the music.
Yeah. But to be
Yes.
honest, I don't think this was what she wanted for music. I think they tried to
Okay.
put her in that box because
Okay.
she was a teenager, she was blonde, and was the thing going on. But watching the videos of her on American Idol, I think she had an old soul. I think she wanted to sing country or something more
Country.
mature
Yes.
than her age. So yeah, it's this industry. We know how it is.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's a
But
shame.
it's a yes, yes. As Mariel said, it's a good song,
Yeah,
and
but it's good.
it's a
Yeah,
good album actually.
it
Yes.
is a good album. Yes.
Yes, and I have to listen to it more because I don't. I only remember a couple of songs, but
Yeah,
now I'm
but
curious.
now it's available on
On
streaming. It
Spotify.
was
Yes.
not before. Yes.
Yes, it is. Adrian says, when you mentioned Nikki Clan, something triggered me to remember that sound. That time I listened to a lot of Spanish pop. Algo Más by La Quinta Estación was like a song I would listen to nonstop.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I remember
Yeah.
that song.
That song
La,
was so popular here in
La Quinta
Colombia.
Estación is, they're from
Yes.
Spain. They're from Spain.
Yes.
They were, well, I think she lives here in Mexico. And
Because I think they are from Spain, but they were famous because of Mexico, because
mhm,
Mexico was the place to release the music back in the
It
day.
breaks
I
it. Yeah.
remember I remember I saw them live in an Evento 40 concert, like
oh,
40 Principales, the radio station made concerts like this. And I
mm,
remember Natalia Jimenez and La Quinta Estación doing a concert in this event, and
mm,
I remember everybody was so crazy because she kissed the floor, like I'm
Mm,
kissing Colombia and she kissed the floor, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, she's the best! She's amazing!"
mm.
And it was a very amazing moment. I remember, like in the station, was part of my teenage years too.
They were big here back then too. Joaquin says, my top of 2004, Nelly Furtado, Try, number one in Chile for 6 weeks.
My favorite
Kudai,
ever.
Sin Despertar. Oh, yeah.
Love.
Of course, yeah.
Natasha Bedingfield, These Words. Avril Lavigne, My Happy Ending, and the Black Eyed Peas. Let's get started. Plus, a bonus by Just Stone, You Had Me.
Of course,
Great
great.
selections.
Great
Joaquin,
selection.
I invite you to watch my interview with the guys of Kudai. I interviewed them a few years ago. I'm gonna send you the link uh,
I love
for
Kudai.
a channel I used to work for before. So I'm gonna send it to you if you like Kudai, because when I was there with them, I was like, I don't know, what they sing, but I'm here with them.
Oh, really? They were very famous here in Colombia too.
No, they were huge here too, but I only knew one song, and
Okay, I think
and
it was that song, Sin
they
Despertar.
Sin
sent
Sin
me
Despertar.
Despertar.
and I was like, so. But I did my research one night before because I had no idea who they, how even their names. So I was really
Okay.
lost. Okay, your next song, Mao, the song that you discovered years later.
Thank you, Mariel. I think Joaquin was spoiling in a way because
Hmm.
he was mentioning a lot of songs that we have here today. My next song is Unwritten by Natasha Bedingfield.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it was not like I discovered this song in 2006. And talking about this, like the summer song was, Lucky was mentioned. I remember for me was like the vacation song, because here in
Yeah.
Colombia we don't have seasons. So for me was like, oh, this is the song of my vacations of 2006 or
There's those
2004.
seasons.
There's no
Yes,
season.
here in Colombia we don't have seasons.
I had no idea about it.
Me neither.
Yes, no, we don't have seasons. The weather is the same every year. So of
Oh,
course we have like rain, tem- I don't know, like time of raining and time of sun, but it's not like seasons.
so
Okay.
you don't use spring, summer, autumn.
No, not at all, Mario. Not at all. It's
Crystal,
like, for example, in October it's like very rainy, and in July is very sunny, and in December is very sunny actually because we are
That's
in the
crazy.
south.
That's crazy.
But we don't have like winter or spring or fall or something like that. No, it's not like that. It's like times of rain, times of sun, and something like that.
oh,
Yes,
like temporadas, Mao.
temporadas. Ajá, temporada de lluvia, temporada de sol. Yes.
Well,
Fun fact, you always
yeah,
learn
yeah, we're
something in
learning
this
things.
channel.
Yeah, yeah. But the weather is almost the same. For example, here in Bogota, it's almost the same
Mm,
in the whole year. So yes.
oh, well,
Yes, I'm
now you know.
talking about Unwritten by Natasha. I remember this was my vacation song of 2006. I discovered this song in 2006, but because Laguna Beach was so popular back in the day, and I don't know if the song was released in that year here in Colombia or something like that, but I remember I discovered this song in I think was November or December of 2006, and I was so obsessed with the song. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. And I remember another song was Brooke Hogan's um, the famous song
Every
About
about
us.
us, about us. That was another song that I discovered that year, and this and Unwritten was included in a CD that made that I burned back in the day in that moment, like my vacations of 2006. And
mm,
but I have the feeling that the song was released here in Colombia in the radios in that moment because in that moment I remember that song and I discovered that song. So I want to know your opinions, starting with you, mi Mariel. What do you think about the song? I
well,
think you like it.
I love Natasha Bedingfield.
Okay, yes.
Yes, her debut album, it's called Unwritten.
This is called These Words. I don't know.
Oh, I think it's Unwritten. It's Unwritten.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Anyway, um, I love that song. I have always find it so like cheerful and optimistic.
Yes,
Like saying,
optimistic. Yeah.
feel the words on your skin. No one else can feel the
Feel it
the
for
rain.
you, only you can. Yeah.
Only you can let it in.
No
So,
one else. Yeah.
I really like how positive it is. It's really
Yes.
cheerful. I did know that song when it came out in 2004 because it was very popular here. Um, and I remember my fellow friends, my mates from the classroom used to sing it a lot. So
Okay.
yeah, it was really popular back then. And I recently got her album, that album in particular. So it always brings me a smile to my face because it's a very positive song. It's cheerful, and it's like the type of song that you need to hear when you're not feeling so good. So
Yes.
for me, it's a very good song, and Natasha released a fantastic album back then.
Yes. And you are right when you are saying the optimistic message in the songs, because, for example,
Hmm.
Pocket Full of Sunshine is like that, and everything by her is like that, like
Yeah,
positive message. Yeah.
she's like very happy in her songs.
Yes. Yes. I like that from her. Yes. And yes. What do you think, my friend Luki?
Well, I do love that song. I totally agree that it's a song that you gotta listen when you want to start a new chapter in your life. You know,
For sure. Yeah.
it's perfect for that. And I think this song was never really popular here in Brazil. I remember I discovered it in 2006, like Mal, because
Oh,
actually
really?
this it's because this song was released in 2004, but only on UK. Uh,
Oh, okay.
but it was released on US like 1 year later in November of 2005, but became popular in 2006 because they used it as a theme song of The Hills that was a reality show on MTV.
Oh,
So
I mentioned Laguna Beach, but it was the hills.
yeah, it was
Well,
The Hills.
Yeah, it
Laguna
close.
was
Beach
not
was
Laguna
Tom
Beach.
Clean.
It was not
Tom
Laguna
Clean.
Beach. Sorry. Yeah.
Comic Clean was the
Thank,
one in Laguna Beach.
thank you,
Yes.
friend. Thank you.
No, no, don't worry. I didn't realize actually that I was correcting you. Sorry, but uh, that was the reason why the song was popular in 2006 all over the world, and actually it was popular again into this year because of a movie. Anyone but you. I think that was the name of the movie, and people start to post a lot of on TikTok and everything because they sing the song on the movie. So this song come back to the charts in 2004. A lot of charts. I think it was. Let me see here, but I think it was very well. It was number 12 on UK again in 2024.
Wow. Okay.
Mm.
Yes, really
It's still
popular.
Oh yeah,
alive.
it
Uh-huh.
was
The song is still alive.
on TikTok, right? Or it was like a trend or something on TikTok.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
number one on Austria in 2024.
Wow.
Slovakia, a lot of countries. So
2024. So it's 20 years later, right? Like
20
this
years
Yes.
year.
later.
This year.
Yes,
So it was
really
great.
celebrating.
That's great. Yes.
So I think it's a song that is timeless. So
Yes.
Yeah.
great choice, friend.
Actually, Joaquin here is mentioning it's right now your time to get to know Unwritten since it was released three
Yeah.
times in 2004 in Europe,
Ah,
in
okay.
2005 in America, and in 2006 in Latin America and Spain as part of the Pantene TV commercial.
They use
Okay,
that song
that's
Mm.
for
why.
everything.
Yes. Thank you, Joaquin. Yes, that's the reason why. Yes.
Uh, Roan says that he loves Christina Milian's album of 2004. Oh, yeah. It's
Yeah,
About Time.
it's about time.
Yeah. And Rachel Stevens' Sweet Dreams, My LA. Of course. Of
I know
course.
someone that loves so much. Rachel Stevens. Marian.
Yeah. And Norman, if he's watching. Norman, too.
Okay. Oh, Ruan was 10 in 2004. Oh, you are so young.
Yeah,
Oh
I
my God.
it's
know.
not so different. We were
Yes.
14.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yes.
It's
Yes. Oh,
15.
yes. Yes.
Yes.
Dang.
Adrian was 21.
Okay.
Papa Coco.
Yeah.
No es cierto, Adri, no es cierto, te queremos. Okay, my choice now. Yeah, this song, I remember when Kelly's released Milkshake. The song was really popular. It was everywhere, like, and because of Mean Girls, it was
Yes.
also very popular when the little girl is dancing to that song. But
Yeah.
I never really paid too much attention to her because I didn't like Milkshake. So for me, it was like, okay, another song. So years later at a club, I listened to Trick Me. Um, and I was like, oh, this song is good. And I made my research, and it was Kelly's. And okay, this is the same girl that sings the Milkshake. But
Milkshake.
I found out that Trick Me had a lot more of the catchiness and sexiness that I love in a song. You know
Yeah.
me, so. um, but I got that song stick to my head, and I always have it here on my playlist when I work out and stuff because I love to dance and to move it to that song. And then the girls of Girls Aloud made a small cover of that song in their concert of in their Tangled Up concert. They sang a little bit of that song, and I was really excited when I heard that one. I was like, "Oh yeah, they chose Trick Me." So it's a song that I really like. It's sassy, yes, and it's like, you might trick me once, I won't let you trick me twice. So because we've all been there, so
Yeah.
I think it's a song that you can relate to. And now I want to know, starting with Lucky Lulu, what does he think?
Yeah, I didn't know much about her either when I was young. Only Milkshake, because it was on Mean Girls, and there was one radio station here in Brazil playing a lot Milkshake, and I loved that. For me, it was super cool.
Mhm.
I don't know. I thought it was super cool to listen to that song, but I never really dig into her music. I only know so much about another song that she screams a lot with very. She's
Hate me,
very.
hate me. No, no, no.
I hate you so much right
I
now.
hate you. Yeah, that's I hate you so much. Yes.
Yeah, Count Out There is the name. Yes.
Yes,
I
that song.
like this song because I love the anger that she's feeling. But this song that Marielle chose, I I knew, I heard before, but was not fresh in my mind. So it was really cool to listen again. And now I really like it because I can feel a little bit of reggae in that song. There are
Mhm.
some elements, and the lyrics are very cool and very danceable. So I really like it. I watched Masked Singer from UK a few years ago, and she was the winner of one season. She
Oh,
has
really?
like, yeah, she has an amazing voice. So I really gotta listen more. But it was cool to remember that song because it sounds fresh even now.
Yeah, that song
Sorry.
still sounds like today's music, so
Yeah, it's kind of fresh. Yes.
it's really updated.
Yeah,
uh, Mousy Moo.
guys, I'm gonna
Uh,
bring some water because I'm losing
that's
my voice. I'll be right back.
Okay.
But
okay.
Mal, go ahead. I'm listening.
I don't know what happened with me with Kelly's. Well, talking about the song, I remember the song because it was released here in Colombia. I
Hmm.
remember the song because in that moment in time, my aunt was the only one, like a sister of my father, was the only one in the family having a car, you know. And I remember I was in her car listening to that song in the radio. You know, it was so cool because in the weekends we visit her and for example, she took us to a place to have the lunch in a restaurant, a cool restaurant, or something like that. And all the time she was with the radio on in the car. So I remember listening to that song in that year, in that moment. And but talking about Kelly's in special, I don't know why I was never so much into. I have the physical copy of that album actually, but I was not so much into the music because she's an R&B girl for that time, but she was more like edgy or something like that. I don't know how to call it. She was different. She was more like maybe vulgar in a way,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, yes, sexy and talking about different things. I love Milkshake too. But I was not, and this other song that Lucas mentioned, I remember the video and it's very colorful and she's
Yeah,
screaming so much. Yeah, I was convinced that it was like hate me, but it's like I hate you.
so much
So
right
yes, it's
now.
a song. Yes, it's a song with a lot of anger. But yes, I remember the song, and the song is so cool. The Trick Me, I think I prefer Trick Me over Milkshake, even when I love Milkshake. But Trick Me, it's a really good song, and it's a song that I listen to it now. So yes, very good choice, mi Mariel. I love that song.
Thank you, Mimao. Thank you. Joaquin here says by Kelly's was huge in Chile with Trick Me. I didn't know in Chile. Well, Chile always has the best. Um,
Yeah.
Ruan says that he loves Kelly. Joaquin says Milkshake was a hit in the fall of 2003 with
Okay.
fake memory of Rasputia from Norbit washing the car. I
Okay.
don't remember. I don't remember
I
that
don't
movie.
remember,
It's
but
a movie. It was
Ah,
very
with
okay.
popular in
Eddie
Brazil.
Murphy, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
Rasputin.
Ruan says Toxic, Crazy in Love, Hey Ya, and Yeah were the biggest hits of 2004, at least on the radios here in Brazil. Yeah, those songs
Oh,
were here
really?
huge.
Really, friend? Crazy in Love was released in 2004 in Brazil.
No, 2003, but I think it was playing a lot even
Oh,
2004. I remember Baby
okay.
Boy being on the radio a
Baby,
lot
Naughty
too.
Girl.
Naughty Girl. Yeah.
Naughty Girl was on the radio. The only single that was not released here was Me, Myself, and I.
Me, Myself, and I. Okay.
Mm,
Yeah,
Here
well,
was
but
released Me, Myself, and
we
I.
had a lot of huge international hits that year here, like Avril Lavigne, My Immortal
Yes.
by Evanescence was on the radio all the time. No Doubt with It's My Life was released in 2003, but
mm.
Yes.
2004, like, wow,
Yes.
what really?
Yeah,
Yes.
he says not really, but they played on radio a lot and was the Malhação soundtrack that
Yeah.
year, I think.
Oh,
Those
that show that Lucas always mentioned.
always talks about.
Yeah, it
Yes.
Okay.
was on 2003 soundtrack, but the soundtrack, the international was released, I think, November at the end of the year, so it makes sense they were playing
Oh,
2004.
okay, okay, okay,
Okay.
okay, okay. That's why. Okay, makes sense.
And now to finish, Luquitas, your album of 2004.
Okay, let's talk about that moment that Mal mentioned, that you are a teenager with a lot of rage and anger inside of you. So for me, the album was Under My Skin by Avril Lavigne. This one I have here. Actually, this is the one that I got in 2004. That there's a lot
Mhm.
of there's this the sticker and a lot of like damage. You can see that I used to play a lot this album, and it was because of that. It was the last year in the school that I grew up, like from 7 to 14, because here in Brazil, when you are 15, you change the school. Most
Okay.
for most people, it's
Okay.
like it's like a high school, but here we call colegial. So for me, I had to move for another school. So 2004 was very sad because I grew up in that school with those friends, and we had a hard time to let go,
Mm.
because when you are 14 and you are like your friends are everything, it feels like the end of the world to say goodbye to everyone. So there's a lot of songs that reminds me of that, and that album was like the soundtrack of the whole year. I remember listening to the track "One Take Me Away" that is very like she's very angry on that song, and I remember feeling something inside of me like I want to
Mhm.
scream, I hate everything, I want to break everything. I was that kid. But uh the singles were great, like "Don't Tell Me," "My Happy Ending," and "Nobody's Home" that were released in 2004. They were all hits everywhere, and they are all in the top 5 of my my year, my 2004, and this is one of my favorite albums ever. Like I love Let Go. I listen, I think as like the same how much I used to listen to this one, but I don't know. This one for me is kind of special because I think it's a little bit heavier,
Hmm.
more guitars, and I don't know. It's a little bit different. So it's very special to me. One of my favorite albums ever. I'm gonna start with Marielle because I know it's not your type of music. So let's see your thoughts.
Uh, okay. I think I once mentioned that my dad gave to me Abril's first album, Let's Go, and that I was
Okay.
obsessed with it. I used to play it a lot. And
Yeah.
actually, thanks to that album, I learned a lot of English because I used to read the whole
Hmm.
lyrics over and over and over and over. So it helped me a
Yeah.
lot to improve my English.
Hmm.
But with
I think it
this
was the same
album,
for me. Yes.
yeah, it's crazy. But with this album in particular, I'm only familiar with the singles. I have never listened to the whole album because, like I have mentioned before, rock is not my thing. So for me, I have to take it, how you say it, like piece by piece, like a cuentagotas, like
Okay,
Uh-huh.
give it to me slowly. I can have
Small
the whole
doses.
small doses. Yeah, I can have the whole thing at once because I'm like, too much, too much.
Yeah.
So I only know the singles, but I know how much you like Avril, Lucas, and that you grew up listening to her music and that you
Yeah.
feel so attached to her. So I really understand how you feel because she represents a lot to you.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
I promise I will give it a try. I promise.
Yeah.
Soon.
Try the lighter songs. Like, how does it feel? Is Sleep It Away? I think it's a song you're gonna like. She wrote for her grandpa because
Hmm.
he passed, and it's very
yes.
sad. It's very beautiful. It's the last track on the album. I think you may
Oh.
like this one. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna give it a try. I promise. But I do think that Avril marked a whole new generation of pop rock girls when she
Yeah.
came out, and so I know she's definitely an icon in pop rock.
Yeah.
So
She is.
yeah.
Yeah. I know Mao loves this album, so that was a part of why I chose, because I know you can share a lot of things too.
Yes, I think this album, actually I have this album because of my friend Duki, and we made like an exchange. You
Yeah.
know, friend? You remember, friend? Because I found in
Yeah. You gave
US,
me a special edition.
yes, I found an special edition of this album and it was very cheap. So I
Yeah.
was like, and Lucky was like, "Oh, I want this album so much because it's an special edition," and I was like, "Okay, I want the regular one, so we can exchange."
Yeah.
And that's why I have
And you
this
did.
album. Yes, I think the sophomore albums in the artist is a very important moment, you know. And for Avril Lavigne was like that. This was like the consolidation of for her to be like a huge icon of the 2000 and a huge icon in this punk pop world and pop rock world, you know. And I think this album is so well throughout, you know, so well done. Because if Let Go was a good album, in this case was like, oh, this is like perfection, you know, for the time. The
Yeah.
looks, she looked very stunning, amazing with this look. Everybody loves her. I remember she was huge here in Colombia, and with this album, I remember my happy ending was like my anthem back in the day. And this is actually a song that I still play and love and sing with all of my lungs. You know,
Yes.
like this is a song that I really love. My happy ending, and the album is amazing. The album is amazing. It's not an album that I say, oh, I'm going to listen to the album, to the complete album, because it's not my type of music and I don't like every song in that album, but I think it's a very good album. It was perfection for the time. And yes, she is an icon, as Mariel said. So good, very good choice, friend. Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Thank you. I think she did the thing of going to the next level. That is so hard
Yes.
sometimes in a second album when you have like a huge first album. Yeah.
Yes, and actually for this episode, I was listening again, like songs that maybe I don't love so much, like Don't Tell Me or Nobody's Home. And I was like, oh, Nobody's Home is so good. Why I'm not
It's my
listening?
favorite. Yes.
Yes, yes, it's very good, and the videos are really good, well done. So yes,
Yeah. E-
yeah,
Yay.
perfect.
Rowan says, I think my favorite albums of 2004 are Under My Skin by Avril Lavigne and Autobiography by Ashley Simpson. Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
mm,
I cry with Fall to Pieces because I can relate to that in a certain situation.
no.
Who says that?
Who
Rowan.
Ruan. Okay, okay.
Okay. Fall to Pieces was the 50th single, but only released on US without music video, unfortunately.
Okay, okay, okay. Like a
Yes,
promo. Okay.
Mm.
was like a promo.
Okay. So, Mao, your album would be. Dun, dun, dun,
Oh,
dun.
okay. In this moment in time, I also was so into CCM, of course, because that was the time when Stacey Rico became my idol. So I was exploring different stuff. So in this one I was hesitating so much to select an album because Rachel Lampa, the self-titled album was released
Mhm.
in that year, but all the time we are Mariel and I were all the time we are mentioned Rachel Lampa, so I was like thinking in another album that I love from that year. And this album was so special because I was listening to the radio all the time, the CCM radio, and Station Rico was so popular with Stuck at More to Life. But it was a song that was released, and I knew about the song because of the CCM radio back in the day. It was a love, peace, and happiness, but by Out of Eden, and I was so like, oh, this is cool because in that moment in time, I was not so sure about what R&B was, like what R&B is as a genre in music. I was
Mhm.
like, oh, this is like pop made by African American people, So
Mhm.
I didn't know very well the term of R&B, but I was so into the beats and into this kind of stuff and the voices. So I remember I was thinking like, oh, they are like Destiny's Child by Christian.
Mhm.
Yep.
So it was perfect for me. And I remember I used to watch channel that it was like for music, for CCM music, and I remember watching this video of Love, Peace, and Happiness over and over again. Love, Peace, and Happiness was also the single from that album,
Mhm.
and the album is so good. It's so gospel slash R&B. The voices of the girls are amazing, and it's, I think, the perfect time to mention them because they are releasing new music this year. They are like in a reunion, so it's
Oh,
Oh,
amazing to talk about Out of
great.
Eden. It's
Mm.
it's one of my favorite CCM acts from that time, and I still love the music. I want to know your opinions about, maybe you listen to a song, to the song Friends. I maybe you don't listen to the whole album, but it's okay. So starting with my friend Lucky, because I know maybe Maria likes.
okay. Well, I am familiar with this group because there's a store here in Sorocaba, the city where I live, that there's the album, No Turning Back, I think.
Yes.
Oh,
So,
I love that album.
You don't have it,
if
me, Mariel?
No, I don't have it.
Okay, I have that album.
I can get it for you if it's there, Mariel.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's still there because that's the reason why I heard. Because every time I was in this store, the album was there, and I was like, okay, this is still here. What
Mm.
is this group? So I decided to make my research, and I heard some tracks by this and by Love, Peace, and Happiness. And a few months ago, I was obsessed with a channel on YouTube that they were uploading old Christian TV shows from a TV channel
Oh, really?
of US that they try to like recreate MTV TRL but for Christian people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Actually, I don't want to make fun of anything, but it's very funny
Mhm.
because they had the new music videos of the 2000s and people on the audience, discuss talking about Christian issues like how to stay a virgin when you are a teenager
Okay.
and Christian. It's kind of
Mhm.
funny to watch. But I discover a lot of music in this channel. Actually, I gotta come back to watch. And the music video that Mal mentioned was a lot
Okay.
in this show.
Mhm. Mhm.
And they had some special some special episodes about the Dove Awards. That is like
Yes.
the Grammy for the Christian.
The Christian, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm.
and those girls were there a lot, so
Yeah.
I'm very familiar. But
Okay.
unfortunately,
That's nice.
friend, I gotta tell you, I never really like it because for me,
I imagine.
they are like Destiny Child in a way, but at the same time, there is for me not a song that is catch as Destiny
Okay.
Child. For me,
Okay. Yeah.
always there's something missing, always missing. I don't know why,
Mm.
because they have the looks and the sound that I would like, but I don't know.
Something
There's
happened.
something missing because in that moment in time, groups like that on the mainstream made so many amazing things like "Lose My Breath" by Destiny Child, 2004, "Mystique" like with "Scandalous."
Mhm.
Yes.
Wow, I'm not even talking about the sexual content on the lyrics, but the sound.
Okay.
Mhm.
The
Okay. Okay. Okay.
production and the melodies and everything was so powerful and infectious in a way that I miss this in those girls. For me, is very
Plain.
no. I think linear.
Okay. 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 Okay.
Okay, okay.
Not
Mm.
nothing very exploding, but it's not
Okay.
Okay.
bad.
I think it's because the Christian production, because sometimes Christian production is like that. Like they are not trying
Maybe,
to sound very strong, like more.
maybe, yeah. But there's so many things on the Christian market that sounds explosive to me at the same time.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I don't know. I think they have like R&B. Is very strong, the R&B thing on them, and the
Mm.
Okay.
other
Yes.
girls, there's more pop elements. Maybe that's the thing.
Yes. Yes. What do you think, mi Mariel?
Well, I'm more familiar with their album No Turning
No
Back
turning back.
because I love that album, and especially the song No Turning Back is one of my favorite CCM songs. Um, but with this album, I'm not so familiar, Mimo. I only know like the single and a couple of other songs, but I need to pay more attention to it. However, I do think that Out of Eden was, or still is, one of the best CCM girl groups out there.
Yeah.
Uh, I always liked Zoe Girl, and uh, I think they are more in the pop rock world, and Out of Eden is more into the R&B soul.
Yeah.
So it's great to have those kind of
Gospel.
options. So I like it, but I didn't grow up with it. I didn't
Mm.
know about Out of Eden until years later. So
Okay.
I mean I know that you love CCM, so that's why
Yes. That's
you
why.
do
Yeah.
remember it and stuff. But I wasn't into CCM until years later. So,
Oh,
yeah.
okay, 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 okay. Yes, that's the difference. Yes, because for me it was like in 2004 I had the opportunity to listen to the song on
Mm,
the radio, on the Christian radio, and
Yeah,
enjoying it. Yes, but
mm,
yes,
but
Maria, thank you.
yeah,
And it's great because I know you love this kind of girl group, so it's amazing.
yeah,
I
yeah.
always love No Turning Back. I think even when I love Love, Peace, and Happiness, No Turning Back is also my favorite
It's a
by
fantastic
out
group.
of a day. Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, so my final album, well, my final choice in this case album, this is one that Mousy Mumu and both Luquitas also loves too. Uh, and I adore this woman and I adore this album. And it's JoJo's self-titled album, JoJo. So this album, I remember, I was in 2004. It was the first time my parents sent me to Los Angeles to go visit my aunt, and the video was everywhere. And I was crazy about JoJo, and I saw her like really young, and I'm like, why is she singing? with
So
such a big and
powerful.
powerful voice that she
Yeah,
looked so young. And I did my research, and she was 13,
13,
14. So
13.
I was like, wow, she has a really good voice. And that song was playing everywhere when I went to California. So I came back here, and the song played mostly at the end of the year. So for me, it was very important because in 2004, it's when I had my first crush, my first love, uh,
Okay.
with this guy who was a big asshole. So that song, Leave, Get Out, was like my anthem, like get out, leave
Leave.
right now. It's the end of you and me. So yeah, but the whole album in particular, it's really, really good. I mean, from beginning to end. I mean, Breezy is
No, yeah.
great, and as the album goes on, I think I feel so connected to that album back then because I was 1 year older than JoJo. So I could feel a lot of things that she was saying back then, like relate to a lot of that stuff. So yeah, that's my favorite album in 2004. I was obsessed with the song Weak. I know it's not an original by JoJo. I think this one is by SWB.
SW.
But JoJo made a fantastic cover of that song, and I
Cover.
actually like it way better than SWB because she has such a powerful voice, and you cannot believe she was 14, 13, 14. So um, that album brings back a lot of memories, a lot of great feelings, like feeling good, feeling sad uh, when I was 15. So yeah, it's an album that matches with me a lot. And well, now I'm gonna go with Mausi Mumu, who is a huge JoJo fan, to know your thoughts about this album.
We are huge JoJo fans.
Yeah.
I think JoJo is one of our queens. Like we
Mm-hmm.
concede with JoJo in a lot of ways. Well, I think we need a complete episode talking about this album or the JoJo discography. Well, fun fact: when I this song was released here in Colombia in 2004, and I remember when I watched, and I think I had this conversation with you guys or with Lucky. When I watched the video for the very first time in NTV, I was like, I don't like this girl.
Yeah,
Can you believe that?
you
Yes,
told
I
us.
was like, oh, I don't like this song. I don't like the attitude of this girl. And I was thinking, like, oh, she's like the competition of Stacey Rico, so I don't like her. But
Yeah.
when she released Too Little Too Late in 2006, I was like crazy about JoJo.
Mm.
And since that moment, I was like, oh, I love this girl so much. And of course, I was like, okay, I have to give a second chance to Live Get Out. And of course, right now, and from this moment, it was in 2006, I was like loving all JoJo music. And JoJo is so special for us. What JoJo means for us. Like she's amazing. And talking about the album, I think the album is perfection. It's like the perfect combination of pop R&B, doing by this girl that is white and with this amazing voice and trying to sound like very I'm a soul singer, because
Mhm.
she said in an interview like, oh, I didn't like Leave Get Out because everybody was thinking that I was a pop singer, and I don't consider myself a pop singer. I was a soul singer.
So,
So this album is so special. She's my age actually, and it was very like close for me. But because she was like, oh, we are in the same age and talking about this kind of heartbreaking and stuff like that. So it's a very special album for me. It's like a perfect debut, and you can feel like the emotion and you can feel the happiness in the album.
mhm,
And it's a long album actually, and actually there are songs in the album that I think like a filler songs, but the whole album is
Yeah.
amazing and the
mhm.
concept of the album is amazing. And having this kind of album by a white girl doing R&B music, it's amazing. So we love her. And Homeboy is my favorite song by the album, but I love every song. I love Weak. I love Keep on Keeping On. I love the other single.
Other kind of girl.
No, that kind of girl that I love. The video, "A Baby It's You" with Bow Wow is one of my favorites. You
even
know,
even the b-side, oh no, no, it's not a b-side, I'm sorry, it's a song that was I think it was in some special editions of the album, Secret Love.
Super love.
"Secret Love."
It's
I
Yes,
part of the
adore
yes.
that song.
soundtrack. Yes, the
Yeah,
shark
Yes,
thing.
yes, and
yeah.
there is a remix of "Live Get Out" that is very hip hop.
Hip
You know
hop.
that we need a complete episode to talk about JoJo
JoJo.
discography and JoJo's album. So
Yeah,
anyway, yeah,
for sure. And now Lookingis.
Yeah, Jojo for me was like love at first listen,
okay.
because I do remember so well the first time that I heard "Live Get Out" on the radio. Unfortunately, it was not released here in Brazil. The first album and none of the singles. They started promoting Jojo here with "Too Little, Too Late," but there was two radio stations here in São Paulo that I mentioned before. They used to play like songs that were popular on the US. So I recorded "Living It Out" on a tape, and I was like crazy. And at the moment, I didn't have a computer at my house yet, but I was in what's the name, like everyone back then used to study computers, like to learn to do
Mm,
things.
mhm, mhm.
So I
Okay.
was in a nice school like that every Friday, and I was there, but I didn't care about they were teaching. I was always like checking MTV.com and the TRL music videos. And in that moment, I discovered that she was 13, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And she recorded those songs at age 12. So how powerful the
Yeah.
voice.
Yes.
And at that moment, I wasn't sure if I was a fan or if I had a crush on her, because it was the same age. So my brain was very confusing, but I was obsessed. I create a blog like Jojo Brazil. I used to have Stacey Rico Brazil, Jojo Brazil, and Hilary Duff Brazil. Yeah, with
Lookingis and his fans.
yeah, updating like now she's on number one on TRL or something. Every week in this class that I was in studying at all, I was there to see music, to discover music. And yeah, JoJo is one of my favorites, for sure. I was obsessed with Baby It's You. Then I got my computer and I downloaded the music video, so I was watching all the time and showing to all my friends. So I have this connection. JoJo is a connection with my best friend, She.
Mhm.
Uh, so we went to the concert last year together. It was a moment
Mm.
for us because we grew up listening to every single release by JoJo, even now. So I love everything she represents. Like, uh, as a person, an artist, I think she's very honest. She always talks openly about the struggles and about hard times, and she's very relatable. And the songs are better and better and better, and I love her. But talking about the album back then, I was not a fan of the album
Mhm.
because
Okay.
it was very R&B, and as you guys know, in 2004, I was pretty much listening to Avril, Evanescence, Katie
Yeah.
Rose, Michelle Branch, Fifi Dobson. So the whole album for me was not my thing, but
Mhm.
I know how good it is, especially for her age and the type of music she was doing. And besides the singles, my favorite was Homeboy, like Mama.
Oh,
Oh
Yes, I
yeah.
was expecting that to be a single back then. And that's it. We gotta make entire episode about JoJo because we love her so much.
Yeah, that's
yes.
for sure.
Go and listen. Go and listen to the collaboration with Tori Kelly that I'm obsessed. Of course, I
Oh
was
yeah.
expecting
Mhm.
so much. Bottom line, it's amazing. So go and
Yeah,
check it out, please.
and her new single Porcelain, it
And
was just
Porcelain,
released.
of course, of course.
Yes.
Porcelain, yes, it's really good.
We are crazy about to have the book too. I'm looking for the book so crazy. So
Yeah.
yes, Jojo, we need to dedicate an episode about Jojo.
Yeah, it will happen. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just to finish, uh, Joaquin's top albums of 2004: Avril Lavigne, Under My Skin,
Again, yes.
yeah, Britney Spears, My Prerogative,
Of
Gwen
course.
Stefani, Love Angel Music Baby,
Wow.
Kudai Vuelo, Just Town Introducing, and Ashley
Oh,
Simpson's
love it.
autobiography. Our friend Francesca told me that she couldn't be here because she had some stuff with her family, but she said that her song from 2004 is Evergirl by Play,
Oh,
favorite album of 2004, Angel Faith, Believe in Angel, Believe in Me,
yes.
Yeah.
and songs that I discovered later, Sweet Box, Real Emotion.
Awesome.
Great,
Great
great
choices.
Great.
choices. Great
I
choices.
Yeah.
think introducing by Joseph Stone, I don't know if I'm wrong, Joaquin, but introducing is from 2006. I think the one by Joseph Stone from 2004 is Mind, Body, and Soul, if I'm not wrong.
Hmm.
Yeah. I'm not
Yeah,
sure. I'm
yeah,
not sure. Let
but
me
I
check.
think,
Let me check.
Mind, Body, and Soul, I think. Yeah, well,
Uh,
anyway.
a
yes.
fun fact. I don't know, but I don't like Ashley Simpson album autobiography.
You
Okay,
don't?
and it's so your type, friend.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's
Yes.
weird even for me, but the album never got me. And Mao, you are right. My Mind, Body, and Soul is 2004.
Yeah.
Oh,
Introducing
yes.
is 2007.
Joaquin here is saying
2007.
that it was Mind, Body, and Soul. Yes.
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 And Adrian says that he's obsessed with Out of Eden right now. Well, yeah,
Wow.
it's
Okay,
so it's
yes,
so you.
because they are coming back. Yeah.
It's so you, Adrian. Well, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. We definitely took some time to talk about
Yeah.
2004, but we had a great time reminiscing about this amazing era when we were kids. We were still kids, but we were babies back then.
Yes. Yes.
So, anything you guys want to add, Luki Lulu?
Now I want to say thank you. I think there's not enough time in the world to talk about 24 because there are so many amazing stuff. I was talking and my brain was like, oh, that song's 2004. There's so many things. And it was very special. I think it's one of my favorite years in music. 2003, 2004, 2001 uh, are years that we will always carry with us, like musically, in our entire
Mhm.
lives. I think I'm gonna be 80 and listen to Kylie Minogue, Red Blooded Woman, you know,
Yeah.
and
I
And
dancing,
know.
Joe just leave Get Out.
live, get out like I was 13 at age 75. I don't know. It's gonna be awesome. So thank you guys for sharing your thoughts, especially our friends here in the comments. You guys um, send a lot of messages today. We love when you guys are part of it. Um, this is for all of us. So thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Mao?
Thank you, friends. First of all, I want to say thank you to you because you are amazing as always, and it was an amazing choice for the subject for today, my friend. I was remembering a lot of things, and music always was there because, as I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, I was struggling with a lot of things, and
Mhm.
2004 was a very, very tough and hard year for me. But the music was always there. And looking back, 20 years later, it's like, oh my God, I feel very good right now who I am as a person,
Yeah.
with who I am as a person. So it's amazing to 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 have the opportunity to watch the past and see a lot of things have changed. But at the same, it was like amazing, and it was because of the music. So thanks so much. It was very emotional.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marila. As always, love you. Thank you to the audience. You are amazing, and this is like the purpose. It's amazing when you are sharing like in the comments like your favorite, your selection. What do you think? It's amazing. We are like a very amazing community, like full of love and happiness and stuff like that. So thank you, friends, for being there always, our community. And that's all, friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Mao. Thank you, Lucas. Thanks to the audience, Juan, Joaquin, Adrian, everyone watching. Thank you so much. Don't forget to
Marcos,
subscribe. Yes, Marcos, and give us a big thumbs up. Um,
please.
and don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Ready Set Pop Pod. So we will see you next time with more pop content. Have a great night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.